What is going on, guys? Today we're going to do a bit of an update just to see what's going on in the reptile room and just a general kind of what's happened this month in the reptile shed. Okay, so I'm halfway through building the second 6-foot enclosure. If you didn't see my last video, we did Tai, who's a Taiwanese beauty snake. We did her enclosure. As you can see, so what I've done with this one, where we're at, I've got a light temporarily fitted. I mean, the light is fitted, but it's not wired in completely because I wired them into the UV tube as well. We have it's all been coated with a polyurethane varnish. So I use this stuff, which I think is really good. I've tried the yacht varnish, nothing against it. I just find that this stuff smells bad, but only for a day, and then it's almost completely gone, and it leaves a really good, like, plasticky film on the wood. And I only do one coat, and it seems to last. Water beads off of it, no problem at all. So where we're at with this is, so that's been, I've done the obviously it's all stained. It's all been coated with polyurethane, and then I seal all the edges with my HA6 marine silicone. Next step is to add this flooring. So I'm going to cut this flooring. As you've seen in another video, I use this stuff to protect against the moisture from the soil. So I'm going to, that needs to be cut to size. I'm going to do that later today. I might film the video for that. I might kind of do a from start to finish, except once again I've started almost halfway through. So I don't know, I'll have a think. But yep, so that's going to be then coated with that flooring. It's going to go along the bottom, it's going to go up the sides by probably 15 centimeters, the depth of this plinth, and then that gives me loads of scope to add soil in, because this vivarium is for Mr. Pine, who's my northern pine snake. I'll show you him in a second, but yeah, so I can build up loads of soil so he can burrow, and then I'm going to do a polystyrene background on that. I'm not going to go mad with it. I'm going to do kind of like a rock effect. He's not going to climb all over it. It doesn't need loads of ledges. He really is like a ground dwelling snake, very, very terrestrial snake, hence the 6 by 2.5 foot depth. So he should have loads of room in there, which will be fun. And then what I'm going to do, I've sort of had this idea either to do it in both corners or at least one corner. I'm going to get a really useful box. I'm going to bore a hole into the side and the top, and I'm going to make it so the lid doesn't lock. So I'll take the little levers off the sides, and it's going to only be probably, that's impossible to measure in it. So it's only going to be the shallower ones. But then I'm going to keep that as like a humid hide or like a hideaway, and then I'm going to build polystyrene up around the edge and around the top, but the top can still lift off, but it will look like a pile of rock. So that's my idea for that. I'll obviously film that and give that a go, and we'll see what happens there. So let's go and see Mr. Pine. I'll show you him. Taya is enjoying her new vivarium. She's in shed at the moment. So I'm hoping once she's out of shed, she explores a bit more. I have seen her up on the branches up there, and she's laid her head into the root ball tree stump bit there. I haven't seen her up on this ledge yet, but I'm hoping that is a just because she's in shed, she's very still. She's staying very sort of out of the way. So there's Tai. Anyway, she's doing fine. Mr. Pine, here's old Mr. Pine. Can't wait to get him in that other enclosure. So probably next month I'm going to build another 2 of these that are going to go here and then here. Haven't really done much to this enclosure. This is intended for my royal python. So those that haven't seen any of the information on this, this is one of the first ones I've built, but it's just kind of stayed dormant for ages. I have gone along and put the glass in the plinth there, so that's pretty cool. It's like a glass plinth. And the reason I did that was to kind of bring this gap to a little bit more of an easier size to handle with the glass, because there's going to be 2 big panes of glass going in here. So that's going to be next month's job as well. But because it's a Royal Python, she might not want to come all the way up here and climb about. I know she will, because she does. And I throw her in here sometimes in the evenings when I'm working, and she goes mad in here. But there is actually a heat lamp buried in that corner there. So that's my little feature. So she can bask down there if she needs to. But then, and then we've got all this room here, loads of depth soil, nice big tree stump, loads of stuff to burrow in, hide away. If she's down there, it's going to be really hard to see her. We've got a philodendron there, we've got alocasia there, loads of pothos growing about. So I'm just letting it just do its thing at the moment. I'm watering it and I'm letting it grow. I have fitted a pot up there with a monstera. So I'm hoping that thing is just going to start trailing around. Still got to fit the electrics in there. Got temporary light in there at the moment just for the plant growth. But yep, that's next on the list as well. And then we're going to talk about Daisy, who's trying her hardest to escape at the moment. Okay, so Daisy has been awake now for over a week. Coming up to 2 weeks, I believe. So let's go give her some breakfast. Here you go, babe. Want some of that? So that's dead nettle. In the UK at the moment, we're in March. That's a really easy weed to find. She loves it. Don't confuse it for stinging nettles, because that's a completely different ball game. But yeah, so she's eating her dead nettle. She's had a bit of an explore today, so she's eaten through her. We'll give her some new water. She's eaten through, already eaten all the trailing bits of the zebra plant down there. I've given her a leaf off the prayer plant. She absolutely scoffed that. I've actually got a flower on that, which I think is pretty cool. Given her a couple of the little cactus bits. Every now and again we cut a bit of this Boston fern off. She has a bit of the Boston fern. And that's my chickweed that I planted a few weeks ago as well. So that's not particularly for her. That's mainly for the ducks outside. There she is. Scoffing away. Now what I normally do with her food as well, I'm obviously supplementing it with Nutribol. Yeah, we've got, there is seeds and stuff scattered in here. Every now and again stuff pops up. There is some grass and stuff that's popping up. But she's just eating it as it grows. That's not just lawn, you know, that's a grass that came in a tortoise scatter seed. Really good place for all that sort of stuff is eBay. Just have a little look through. I've had for years the Tortoise Table app. Go on there, find plants, look for stuff, and then go on eBay. And then chances are you'll find the seeds. You can buy a pack of seeds. You can grow it yourself, or you can buy from places on eBay that actually sell the tortoise stuff. You can actually buy the packs of seeds. I don't know if I've got. Oh, this is from the. So this is from the Norfolk Tortoise Club. They were selling these last year, just scatter seeds. So, and most of this stuff's waiting to go outside, to be honest, because as I say, through that door, it's going to have a nice big outdoor enclosure, and we're going to be building one of them at the moment. But at the moment, it's miserable outside. It's about 8 degrees today. It's windy. It's wet. So she's not going to go outside. She's loving it in here. Okay, last but not least, this is nothing particularly amazing, but for ages, for months, I've had this wicking material. It's kind of like a version of the hydroglon, I think you call it in America. It is available in the UK, but it's crazy expensive. So I found some of this sports material, and it is very similar. I mean, it's sort of like a foamy, wicks the water up, stays wet, and I thought I'd give it a go. I've got no animals lined up for this enclosure, maybe a couple of shrimp from indoors. We keep cherry shrimp in a glass tank indoors, but I want to just to kind of take my mind off of some of these absolutely monster builds that I'm doing. I thought I'd give it a go and make a really nice planted enclosure, false bottom, drip wall, and use this stuff on the back and try and grow mosses and bromeliads and all that other fun stuff. If you've seen my Boiga Cyanea vivarium and the vivariums that I've got in the lounge next to that, I do try and grow as many plants as I can in all these enclosures, but because of the heat for the standings day gecko and stuff like that, I do struggle with growing really nice lush wet enclosures and all these plants going everywhere, because the minute they get to the top, the heat just kind of crisps them up. So yeah, what else we got? These guys are due. So in here I've got lined day geckos. I've got all that I've got left now. I've had lined day geckos for about 5 years, and all that's left is a male and one of the babies that we kept. So they live in there. At the moment, I'm going to actually upgrade them. I've got 2 exoterras down there, old ones from the Cresty Viv and something else, can't remember. So I'm going to give them 1 each, so they can have this shelf or something like that. But at the moment, we've just got thingies, some beetles next to them, but we could have 2 45s here, nice big ones, 45 exoterra, 45 centimeters wide by the what are they, 60 tall. So nice big enclosures. We've got some new UV tubes delivered. So using Reptile Systems UV tubes, which is cool. Just fitted one in the standings day gecko in the lounge. So this is the indoor vivarium. I have 3 indoor enclosures. We've got a crested gecko. We've got 2 crested geckos. Worgasania baby. She was, oh there she is. She's in shed in her coconut hide. She's doing fine. She's eaten. And then we've got standings day gecko in here, and a really old Amazon milk frog as well. So they've got this nice big 90 by 90 exoterra. I've been replacing the UV lamps. Been using Reptile Systems. Here we go, the Reptile Systems UV lamp. Ferguson Zone 2 for our tropical stuff. So I've built a custom hood for this because there's so much going on inside. So we've got the Arcadia deep heat projector, we've got the Arcadia LED bar, possibly even a bit too big with the LED bar, should have gone a bit shorter. And then we've got these T5 fittings as well, but inside there we've got the new Arcadia stuff in there. We've got ventilation fan, misting system, the whole shebang. There's even nighttime lighting in there as well, but at the moment I'm not using it. So I built a little MDF enclosure for it. Poke the heater out at the top. But yeah, there we go. Really happy with that. Really happy with the light. Happy with the, to be honest with you, I'm switching over to Reptile Systems for my UV lighting, everything like that. So here we go. Yeah, so I think that's about it. That's a kind of roundup of what's going on. I'm going to film another couple of how-to vivariums, because they see how-to videos, because they seem to be going down pretty well. The waterproofing the enclosures, that one's going down pretty well. So I'm going to try and build this, the 6-foot stuff. I'm going to try and go through a little bit more of how I do that. But thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.